Hello. Let's start with algebra linear equation part 2, CAT 2025. So basically in this class, what we are going to do, we are going to uh, cover a little bit different concepts than the previous class. So let's see what kind of concepts we are going to cover and how it is going to be useful from the exams perspective. Okay. So basically, what is going to happen today? So basically, we are going to take linear equation and we are going to figure out in linear equation what kind of solutions and how many solutions of a linear equation are possible. So basically, we are going to talk about one linear equations and two variables, and we are going to see how many solutions are possible and how we are going to figure out the required solutions from a linear equation. So for example, if I'm going to say that there's equation 2x plus 3y, then let's say that is equal to 6. Okay. So, and I need to find out how many equations, how many solutions of this linear equation are possible. So basically we have one equation, we have two variables. So how many solutions are possible? So basically I can say there are infinite solutions. But what if I say how many integral solutions are possible? So basically I can say again, it looks like there are going to be infinite solutions. But if I want to figure out the solutions, can I find a pattern in those solutions? Yes. So how I'm going to do it? So our first job is to figure out the first solution. So I'm just going to do some hidden trial and figure out some first solution. Okay. So I'm going to put y equal to 0. So if y equal to 0, so 3y becomes 0. So 3y is 0. So 2x is equal to 6. So x comes out to be 3. So there is going to be one possible solution of this linear equation, that is going to be 3, 0. That is one solution. So my job is to figure out the first solution itself. Okay. Now what is going to happen? Okay. Now I am going to look at the coefficient of x. So coefficient of x is 2, coefficient of y is 3. The coefficient of y is going to give you the change in the value of x. The coefficient of x is going to give you the change in the value of y. Okay. Now I am going to see the sign of both x and y. If both signs are same, one value will increase and second value will decrease. So basically what I can do, the coefficient of y is 3. So in value of x, there is going to be change of 3. So if I am increasing this value by 3, so it is going to be 6. If this increases by 3, then this value will decrease, and coefficient of x is 2, so this will decrease by 2. So it is going to be minus 2. So if I'm going to put x equal to 6 and y equal to minus 2, am I going to check is it equal to 6? Yes. Or what I can do, I can decrease this value by 3. So this is going to be 0. So if value of x decreases, value of y increases. So it is going to be 2. So 0, 2 is again going to be a feasible solution of this. And I can just keep on doing it and I'm going to get infinite solutions of this equation. So it is going to be minus 3. So the value of x becomes minus 3. If it is minus 3, it will be plus 2. So it becomes 4. Similarly, next solution is going to be minus 6 and 6. Then next solution is going to be minus 9. It is going to be 8. So value of x is consistently decreasing by 3 and the value of y is increasing by 2. Or I can go otherwise. I can increase the value of x by 3. Then I have to decrease the value of y by 2. So that is it. So, and where we need to increase the value of x and where do we need to increase the value of y, that is solely dependent on the question. There is no general way to say, okay, I need to increase the value of x all the times, I need to increase the value of y all the times. There is no definite answer. It is eventually dependent on the question itself. Now, if sign is same, one value increases, one value decreases. Now, instead of that, let's say I have another equation. Let's say 2x minus 3y, and that's equal to 6. Now, what I'm going to do? Now, if you see, the signs of x and y are opposite. X is positive, y is negative, or it can be x is negative, y is positive. So if signs are same, one increases, second decreases. If signs are opposite, then both values either increase or both value decrease. So eventually the first solution is going to be 3, 0. The coefficient of y is 3, coefficient of x is 2. So in the value of x, there will be change of 3. So it becomes 6, it becomes 2. So if it is plus 3, it will be plus 2. Then it is going to be 9. Then it is going to be 4. Then it is going to be 12. It is going to be 6. So if you are going to plug in all these values, you are going to see it is always equal to 6. And how many solutions we are going to get by doing this? There are going to be infinite number of solutions. So in linear equation, how we are going to figure out the infinite solutions, infinite integral solutions. So this is the approach that we do follow to calculate the different integral solutions in any question. So basically we don't change. So let me rectify my statement. So coefficient of x is 2, coefficient of y is 3. So we don't change according to 2 and 3. The ratio of 2 and 3 is 2 is to 3. So the coefficient of x is 2, then increase of 2. Coefficient of x is 2. So in the value of y, there is going to be increase of 2. The coefficient of y is 3. So the change in the value of x will be 3. So instead of 2 and 3, if it is 4 and 6, again there is going to be, so ratio of 4 and 6 is 2 is to 3. So change in the value of x and y is again going to be 2 and 3 only. So it is not the coefficient of x and y, it is the ratio of coefficient of x and y that give the changes in the value of x as well as y. So I hope I'm clear in this concept. If I'm not clear, then I would expect you to ask the doubts in the chat box. I'll be happy to respond to your doubts. Okay. So, and can I say this is a concept that is not being asked in GAT? I won't say that, because this is a concept, I think, that is very frequent concept that we have seen over the period of a time. In linear equation, this is, I think, this is the most important concept that everyone should know. That how we are going to figure out the infinite solutions of x and y of single linear equation in two variables. Now we are going to pick up some random questions of CAT, previous year CATs, and see how we are going to solve those questions. What is the approach we are going to take? Okay. So the first question says, in an examination, there are 75 questions. Okay. 3 marks were awarded for each correct answer. Okay. 1 mark was deducted for each wrong answer, and 1 mark is awarded for unattempted question. Okay, so I can say there are 3 types of questions. One is correct one, second is unattempted one, third one is wrong one. And total number of questions are 75. For correct ones, I am going to have 3 marks. For unattempted one, I am going to get 1 marks. For every wrong one, I am going to have -1 mark. So this is going to be my total number of marks. And question says the total number of marks are how many? 97. Ryan scored 97 marks in the exam. Okay. If the number of unattempted question was higher than the number of attempted questions. Okay. So basically, what is the unattempted question? So basically, attempted question are correct and wrong. And number of unattempted are U. Okay, so basically it says that U is greater than C plus W. So basically I can say total number of questions are 75. So U should be at least 38 or more than that. So U should be 38 or more. Then only my unattempted is going to be greater than the attempted one. That's what question is saying. So basically I can say C plus W should be equal to 37 or less than 37. Okay. Now here one more thing is there. When I'm talking about number of questions, number of correct questions, number of incorrect questions, or whatever it is, it means I go with an assumption that questions are always integers. They are never in fraction. You can't get 3.5 questions right. You can't get 4.75 questions wrong. That's not possible. So there are going to be 3 questions right, 5 questions right, 7 questions right, and that's it. So the question is saying that what is the maximum number of correct answers that Ryan could have given in the examination. Fair enough. So what I'm going to do here. So I got two equations and three variables. So what I am going to do over here? So I'm going to add both of them. Why I'm going to add both of them? Because if I'm going to add both, I will be eliminating one variable. So I'm going to get an equation that is in two variables. So one equation, two variables. So I can say 4c plus 2u, and that is equal to 172. So I'm dividing everything by 2. So it is going to be 2c plus u, and that is equal to 172 is 86. Okay. Okay. Now question is saying what is the maximum number of correct questions? So I need to maximize c. So if I want to maximize c, it means I need to minimize u. What is the minimum value of u? We have already figured out that is going to be 38. So if u is 38, so 2c plus 38 is going to be how much? 86. So from here I can say 2c is equal to, that is going to be, this is going to be 48. 48. Okay, so C comes out to be how much? 24. So what is the maximum number of correct answers Ryan could have in the exam? That is going to be 24, and this is the approach that we are going to take, right? So in this question, what might be other question that can be asked? So other question that can be asked is how many arrangements of correct questions or unattempted questions are possible, right? So basically how I'm going to approach that question. So basically that is going to be 2c plus u, and that is equal to 86, right? Now what is one solution of this equation? I can say that is going to be 43, 0. Okay, now what is going to happen? So coefficient of u is 1, coefficient of c is 2. So I am going to decrease c by 1. So that is going to be 42, it is going to be 2. Then it is going to be 41, and it is going to be how much? 41, it is going to be 4. Then it is going to be how much? 40, and it is going to be 6, and so on. So there are going to be, so I will be going till 0 to 40, 86. So 0 to 43, there are going to be 44 different possible set of these values, of these arrangements. So basically question can ask the total number of possible combinations of correct, incorrect, and wrong answers, or question can ask what is the maximum value or minimum value. So basically here I need to check one more condition, that u should be greater than 38. That is another condition I have to check. So answer will not be 44, but I need to check from 38 to 86. So C will be lying between 24 to 0. So answer is going to be 25 different possible arrangement. So that's how we are going to approach that question if question is talking about how many different arrangements are there. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. What does it say? Okay. So if A and B are non-negative real numbers such that A plus 2B is 6. Okay. So I got one concept, that is A plus 2B, and that's equal to 6. So, and question is talking about the average of maximum and minimum possible values of A plus B. Okay. And A and B are non-negative real numbers. So it means non-negative means A and B, both A and B can be 0, right? So if B is 0, then A is what? 6. Okay. So in that case, I'm going to write down A plus B. So A plus B is what? 6. If B is 1, then A is going to be 4. If B is 2, A is going to be 2. If B is 3, A is going to be 0. Okay. A plus B comes out to be 5. A plus B comes out to be 4. A plus B comes out to be 3. Question is talking about the average of maximum and minimum possible values of A plus B. So maximum value of A plus B is 6. Minimum value of A plus B is 3. So what is the average of this? That is 6 plus 3 divided by 2, or I am going to say 9 upon 2, that is 4.5. So answer of this question is going to be option B. So that's how we are going to get the answer of this question. Okay, now let's check another question. This is a question of CAT 2022. Okay, now let's start. What does it say? Okay, On one day, there are 100 particles in a lab. Okay. So on day one, there are how many particles we have? 100. Okay. On day n, where n is greater or equal than 2, means on day 2, 1 out of every n is 2. So 1 out of every second particle produced another particle. So on day 2, every second one created one more, right? So basically, out of 100, 50 particles created another particle, right? So basically, there were 100 particles, 50 particles created another particle. So how many new particles I'm going to get? That is going to be 50 particles, right? So basically, 100 particles were already there. Half of the particles has created another particle. So basically, this is the total number of particles we are going to get. How many particles are there? That is 150. Okay. On day 3, what is going to happen? So 150 are already there. Now every third particle has created another particle. So 150 divided by 3. So this is going to be how much? 200. Okay. On next day, D4, it is going to be 200. Plus every fourth particle has created another particle. So how many particles we are going to get? 250. So basically on day 5, how many? 300. So it is an AP. So on every second day, 100 are being added. So on day 7, 400. So basically, I need to increase from 400 to 500. So basically on day 9, I would say it is going to be 500. On day 10, I'm just doing it manually. I can use a formula also, but instead of using formula, I can also do this. So not day 10, day 11, then day 13, it is going to be how much? It is going to be 700. On day 15, it is going to be 800, and day 17, it is going to be 900. So basically, on which day it is going to be, if the total number of particles in the laboratory increases to 1000. So on day 17, it is 900. So on day 19, it is going to be 1000. So basically, on which day it is going to be? On day M, day M should be 90. Now, what is the approach I'm actually going to take? So I got till this point. I know that every day there is going to be increase of 50 particles, right? So I had initially 100 and I need to reach till 1000. So how many additional particles I am going to need? That is going to be 900. To increase 900, every day there is going to be increase of 50. How many days are required? 18 days. So after first day, I need 18 more days. So which day I'm going to get 1000 particles? That is going to be option B on 19th day. So my answer of this question is going to be option B. That is 19. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. What does it say? So it says there is a donation box that can receive checks of 100, 250, and 500. On one good day, the donation box was found to contain exactly 100 checks to a total sum of 15,250. Now question is saying what is a maximum possible number of checks of 500 on that day? Okay, so basically what I'm going to do, so I got money, the check amount is 100, then I have 200, 250, then I have 500, right? So I have A checks of this, B checks of this, C checks of this. So total number of checks are going to be how many? That is going to be 100. What is the amount over here? That is 100A. What is the amount over here? That is 250B. What is the amount over here? That is going to be 500C. Okay, and this is equal to total amount, that is 15200. I'm cancelling it out. 0. Cancelling it by 5. So it is going to be 2A plus 5B plus 10C. That is going to be 305. Okay, so basically this is the equation we have. Now what do I need to figure out? I need to figure out the value of 500 rupees check, and I need to maximize this. So basically I need to I need to maximize the value of C. So basically how many variables we have? We have three variables, A, B and C. uh, how many equations do I have? I have two equations. One is this, second one is this. Now what I'm supposed to do, I need to maximize C. So what I'm going to do, I am going to eliminate one of the variables, and that variable should not be C. It can be any variable. So I can eliminate A, I can eliminate B, but I can't eliminate C because I need to maximize C. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I am going to multiply this equation by 2. So I am going to get 2A plus 2B plus 2C, and that is equal to how much? That is equal to 200. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract. So if I'm going to subtract, I can cancel out 2A. So what I'm going to left out with, that is 3B plus 8C, and that is equal to 105. Okay. So this is an equation that we are going to get, that is 3B plus 8C is equal to 105. Now, what I'm going to do. So in these kind of questions, the concept that we have done in the start is extremely useful. Basically, 105 is definitely divisible by 3. So basically it is 0, it is 35. That is one of the solutions. Okay. The coefficient of C is 8, coefficient of B is 3, right? So in the value of B, there is going to be a change of 8, and I need to maximize C. So I need to increase this value and decrease this value, right? So minus 8 plus 3. So it is going to be how much? That is going to be 27. And this is going to be 3. Then again, minus 8. So 9, 6. Then it is going to be how much? 11. Then it is going to be 8. Then it is going to be 3. And it is going to be 12. Now, if I subtract 8 any further, so number of 250 rupee checks are going to be negative. Is it even possible? ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. So it means this solution is not at all possible. So what is the answer of this question? That is going to be 12. What is the maximum value of C? That is going to be 12 in this question. I can directly mark the answer. So my job is to figure out a linear equation with two variables, and I need to find out the arrangements of that linear equations so that it meets my condition, right? What is the minimum value of C? That's 0. What is the minimum value of B? That's 3. What is the maximum value of B? That's 35. B cannot be greater than 35. So the question can talk about the value of B, question can talk about value of C, question can talk about value of A. If question is talking about the range of A, then in that case, what is going to happen? I am going to eliminate either B or C. I can't eliminate A in that scenario. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. What does it say? So it says that arithmetic mean of X, Y, and Z is 80. Okay. So if AP of AM of what is arithmetic mean? I can say that is average, right? So average of X, Y, and Z is 80. So I can say X plus Y plus Z, and that is equal to 240. Okay. Now, the average of X, Y, Z, U, V is 75. Okay. So X plus Y plus Z plus U plus V divided by 5 is 75. So I can say this is equal to 75 into 5, and that comes out to be 375. That's what I know. Okay, fair enough. So basically what I can say, so it is XYZ. I am writing down this as 240. So I can say U plus V is going to be 135. That's fair enough. This is what I know so far. Okay. Now what is the value of X? What is the value of U? That is X plus Y by 2. Okay. What is the value of V? That is Y plus Z divided by 2. And that is equal to 135. Let's multiply everything by 2. So I am going to get X plus 2Y plus Z, and that is equal to 270. So I can also write it as X plus Y plus Z plus Y, because basically it's 2Y. So 2Y can be written as Y plus Y, and that's equal to 270. So from here, I can say that x plus y plus z is 240. So 240 plus y is equal to 270. So it gives me y is equal to 30, right? So y is 30. So what is the value of x plus z? So x plus z comes out to be how much? 210. Okay. The question is saying x is either equal to z or greater than z. Means x cannot be smaller than z, x can be equal to z. So I am assuming x and z both are equal. It means both values are 105 and 105. Now, if x decreases, y increases. In that case, z is going to, sorry, if x decreases, y will increase, z will increase. In that case, x will be smaller than z, and that will not satisfy the condition. Means the minimum possible value of x is going to be 105 only. It cannot be smaller than 105, and that's the answer of this question. So this is the approach we are going to solve the question. Anyhow, some might think this question is not lengthy. It will take uh, uh, close to 60 seconds to 90 or 100 seconds to get this question in the exam. Basically, whatever question is saying, just start writing it as it is. Then once you have read the question completely and start writing the question completely, then I would say you can easily solve it. You can skip multiple steps in between if you are fast with calculation. Now let's start this one. What does it say? John gets 57 rupees per hour of regular work and 114 per hour of overtime work. Okay. He works altogether 172 hours of his income from overtime and 15% of his income uh, from regular hours. For how many hours did he work overtime? Okay. So basically, 15%. So basically, what is happening? So let's say this is an amount he is working per hour. 114 is twice of 57, right? So if he is doing a regular, he is getting 57. If he is doing overtime, he is getting 57 of the regular time plus 57. Right. Now it says that his income from overtime hours is 15% of his income from regular hours. Okay, fair enough. So basically, and the question is saying how many hours did he work overtime? Okay. So out of 170 hours, there are two kind of things. One is regular hour. Second is uh, how much overtime hours, right? How much of what I need to calculate? I need to calculate overtime hours. So I am assuming this is x. This is going to be 172 minus x. So for overtime, he is working for x hours. For regular, he is working this much. Okay. Now what is happening? In what is his total income? His total income is 172 minus x regular hours into 57 plus x into 114, right? This is overtime also, pays overtime. Now of this income he is getting 15%. What is 15%? 15 by 100. So of his regular income, this is 15%, and that is equal to his overtime income, that is 114x, right? Now it's easy to solve, right? This is 1, this is 2, this is 2. This is going to be how much? 3. This is going to be how much? 20. So, so I'm going to write it down as 3 bracket 172 minus x plus 2x, and that is equal to 20 into 2, that is equal to 40x. Okay. So what so you might think I'm going to multiply everything. I'm not going to multiply everything. I'm going to simply write 3 into 172 plus 3x, and that is equal to how much? 40x. Okay. So it is going to be 3 into 172x, and that is equal to 100, and I think I made a wrong equation over here. The question is, Okay, I think I didn't read it properly. I made a mistake while solving the question. What is going to happen? It's a blunder I have made. Oh, oh, I didn't read it. So question is saying that his income from overtime hours is 15% of his income from regular hours. So what is his income from regular hours? That is 172 minus x into 57. That is the income from regular hours, and 15% of this income, so 15 by 100, is equal to his overtime in hours. So 114 into x. This comes out to be how much? That is going to be 2. This is going to be 3. This is going to be 20. So it is going to be 172 into 3 minus 3x is equal to 40x. So from here we can say that 172 into 3, and that is equal to 43x. 43, this is going to be 172, this is going to be 4, so x comes out to be 12. So it is going to be 12 hours. So how many hours he's working overtime? That is going to be 12 hours. So answer of this question is going to be 12. So that is the generic approach of this question. So with this, we conclude this session. Thank you. And I apologize for messing up the last question, but that was a reading issue. I didn't read it properly. So with this, we conclude. Anyone has any doubt can ask that out.